Let's go. Good morning, my friends. It's your old pal, PeaceLoveMusic, with another episode of the Let's Go Good Morning Show, brought to you live by DeOrganized Media in partnership with our excellent friends over at BitcoinLive, Decentralized Broadcasting. It's Wednesday, hump day. Get over the hump. Whoop, whoop. It is time. Top of the show, I want to shout it out. I'm going to say it several times. STX.ECO SIP31 vote is going live today. Get out there and vote. Excuse me. I'm in support, 100% in support. I am voting yes, but I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I just want you to make sure that you go and express your opinion through this vote. If you're against it, vote no. If you're for it, vote yes. Go vote. STX.ECO. I think voting goes live in about 4 or 5 hours from now. We'll be talking about that often. SIP31 is the most important thing to happen to the Stacks ecosystem in a long time. It's got all of the potential to really level Stacks up, and it's really reflective of a true community effort is what's going on Stacks. So full support for SIP31. And if you're looking to get involved in a growing ecosystem that is the programmable layer for Bitcoin, take a look at Stacks. Stacks is where it's at. Friendly reminder, this is a news show. We're providing news and information, hopefully some entertainment and some education. Got one buddy, the Wonder Pup, is in the house. It's too hot outside for the German Shepherds these days. He'll get out there a little bit, but can't leave him out there for too long. So if I get distracted by an ornery Wonder Puppy, just give me a little slack. He's still just a puppy. But this is a news and information show. We are not providing financial advice. Always do your own research. Never invest money you cannot afford to lose. And do not make your investment decisions based on my opinion about anything. We're here to provide you with the information to make your own decisions here. That being said, the numbers this morning, Bitcoin pushing up. It actually pushed up over 107 as of just before broadcast. It was at 106,992. Stacks recovering nicely, almost to 70 cents, coming in at 68.8 cents, moving up to number 68 by market cap on CoinMarketCap. Fear and Greed Index ticked up slightly to 48, still in that neutral range. And the top three gainers on CoinMarketCap for the last 24 hours are Syrup, Pi, and Aptos. This is App Token. Stack, STX, Earn, Bitcoin. Like I said, Stacks is the programmable layer for Bitcoin. Stacks has SBTC, which is programmable Bitcoin for DeFi. Stacks has fast, low-fee transactions, proof of transfer, security, and native Bitcoin rewards. If you want that, tell your friends. Stacks in the DeFi, Stacks has a very robust DeFi ecosystem. We have Hermetica Hermetica.fi is offering 4% yield on USDH. That is a Bitcoin-backed dollar stable coin that is both stable pegged to the value of the dollar, but also earns interest. You can stack it for yield over at Hermetica.fi. You can DCA programmatically into Bitcoin stacks, runes and more effortlessly at bitflow.finance. And now you can drop all your meme token pets at the Bitflow barn and earn yield in the pools over at Bitflow. Velar PerpDex is live. Now you can engage in perp trading, stake your Velar, pair your favorite tokens with SBTC, earn yield, and trade all your favorite Stacks tokens over on Velar. Protocol is a Bitcoin native DeFi protocol enabling cross-chain swaps, bridging, and payments in BTC, connecting Bitcoin to 20 plus blockchains. Zest Protocol is offering 3.97% yield on your SBTC today. That's right, you can earn almost 4% yield by parking your SBTC on BTC, by parking your BTC as SBTC over at Zest Protocol. You can also earn 9.01% on your STSTX if you deposit that you loan it out over at Zest. And the highest yield at Zest today is 38.27% on USDA, Arcadico's dollar stablecoin. Over at Stacking DAO, you can earn 8.99% on STX with STSDX, 9.67% native BTC yield, or 8.73% with yield in SBTC. So you can actually go over to Stacking DAO, deposit your STX, earn 9% roughly while holding STSTX. And then you can take that STSTX over to Zest and earn more yield on that. We got some value loops going on, folks. What is happening in the Stacks ecosystem? Let me see. I didn't get my schedule up. Been talking into too many conversations this morning. Not too many conversations, but just a lot of conversations to be had, which is really more important than me making sure I have the schedule up before I go live. Unfortunately. Huge shout out to Jamie and the Dog Pool crew. Great conversations going on in the Off the Leash Bit Blockchain Mixer show every Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern time. Then we had a nice start to the day with Binta at 8 a.m. every morning. We have the Whatever Morning, which maybe we're going to change to the Good Vibe Tribe morning show or something, with GP and Binta providing the vibes, the high-level vibes to get your day started. As always, we have our Whatever Monday. That's the old space we used to do. We have our Let's Go morning show every Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 9:30. We bring you all the news. We bring on our guests and our panel and our friends from the ecosystem to just chat around the stories for the day. At 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, we have the Game Master come on and we play some Find2Earn games sponsored by Rue Coin, Leo Coin, Bitcoin Pepe, the only Pepe coin you need to know about, Flat Earth Coin, and Rafa's Fact Fun. And of course, we have our jackpot round sponsored by Skull Coin, where you can earn, I think if there's no winner, it starts at 20 STX. I don't think we had a winner yesterday, so I think it goes up to 30 STX today for the jackpot round. You have to tune in at 9:30 to find out exactly the details about that. At 11 a.m. today, we have the Zest Town Hall, the community call. Great vibes at the Zest call every Wednesday. That's at 11 a.m. At 3 p.m., we have Building on Bitcoin, the BitFlow show. At 5:30, we have All Things Crypto with Dave and the gang. And at 7 p.m., we have GPSC and the crew bringing you the vibes again with the DeOrganized nightly show. Let me just double check on the Stacks Ecosystem Explorer calendar. Permissionless is going on today. So there's a couple of other events. Stacks contributors will be attending Permissionless NYC, and you can get that more information on that, where to tune in, or how to get access over at the stacks.co/explore/events calendar, or just /events. So there's NFT.NYC happening. And then there's also Running on BTC in New York City. That's also happening today. So a couple of live events going on in New York that Stacks is participating in. We also have Running on BTC New York City started this morning. It runs until 9:15, so there's about a half an hour left of that as well. And I'm not sure if we're still doing the Stacks brand working group bi-weekly. That happens at 12:30, between 12:30 and 1, so it's a half an hour long call there. You can get the link for that. If it is still going on, it's a Zoom meeting, and the link for that is also at stacks.co/events. That is the calendar for the day. If you do have an X-Space, a live stream, or event series you want to get amplified out to our audience and get out to the broader community, head on over to DeOrganized.media, create your user account, let us know, and we'll get your show set up, and then you can handle all the episodes yourself, add episodes, change times, all that stuff, and that's free on our calendar, and then we'll have you on the calendar. So we shout out our calendar every day. So the day of your calendar, we'll read it out to our audience to let them know to check out your event every day. That's free for the community, for everyone. Get more visibility and let your audience know what's happening over at DeOrganized.media. In the news today, just one day after selling 8,000 ETH, BlackRock has reversed this position and resumed purchasing ETH. The sudden move caught the market by surprise, reigniting speculation around institutional confidence in ETH. Analysts speculate the quick flip may be part of a larger accumulation strategy timed ahead of ETH ETF developments. The reversal helped boost ETH's price and volume, calming markets after the earlier sell-off panic. Link spiked more than 13% to $13.51 after news broke that MasterCard is integrating on-chain verification tools powered by Chainlink. The partnership will enable MasterCard to authenticate transactions involving tokenized assets. The news catalyzed Link's best 24-hour performance in months and reinforces the narrative that Chainlink's data oracles remain a critical bridge for TradFi onboarding into Web3. Anthony Pompliano's investment firm ProCap has invested $395 million into Bitcoin just days after raising $750 million in funding. It's over half of their funding into Bitcoin. The move comes ahead of ProCap's SPAC listing on U.S. equity markets and underscores the BTC-centric thesis. The sizable buy reinforces institutional bullishness on BTC as a treasury asset, especially among forward-facing funds entering public markets. A ruble peg stablecoin known as A7A5 has reportedly processed $9.3 billion in transactions in just 4 months. The coin, allegedly linked to Russian defense and sanctioned entities, is raising alarms in international financial circles. The scale and speed of adoption for cross-border settlements have amplified calls for stricter crypto regulation in the EU and US. They got to figure out new ways, new tools. They can't just tell people they can't transact. That's not going to work anymore. Turkey's Ministry of Finance introduced strict new rules to counter money laundering through crypto platforms. Under the updated measures, withdrawals are now delayed 48 to 72 hours, and caps are imposed at $3,000 daily and $50,000 monthly. Officials say the rules aim to limit suspicious transfers without discouraging responsible crypto usage, though traders are voicing concerns over liquidity access. More concerning than that is that the market will leave your country. Your people will be able to transact outside of your country and outside of your jurisdiction. You cannot make these rules too heavy-handed. You have to allow your people have to be allowed to act like they're innocent unless you can prove that there's a reason to further look into things. That's the paradigm of a free society. Innocent until proven guilty. We have to stop letting the state treat people like they're guilty until they prove themselves innocent. They're going to learn, but it's going to be a bumpy road to get there. On June 24th, Bitcoin spot ETFs experienced a net inflow of $510 million. BlackRock's IBIT led with an inflow of $435 million. Ethereum spot ETFs saw a total net inflow of $112.36 million on the same day. BlackRock's ETH recorded the highest single-day inflow of $102 million, followed closely by other issuers contributing to the remaining $10 million. And we have in the news today, the biggest news in our ecosystem for all of our Stacks friends is that SIP31 voting is going live today. That happens on stx.eco. I'm going to say it again, stx.eco, Stacks Eco. It's really easy to do. You go over, you connect your wallet. If you're like me, you might have several wallets spread out that have different amounts of stacks in them. Go vote your stacks. I don't care how you vote. I just want you to go vote. I am voting yes. I feel very strongly about this SIP. I think it is the right thing for the ecosystem. It's absolutely going to cover a lot of what we need to help grow and level stacks up. But it's up to you to decide for yourself how you think it should vote. There's been a tremendous amount of input from the community. This has very broad support. It should pass, but we want to see it pass with a lot of voting, with a lot of people contributing. If you feel strongly against it, go vote no, but get your vote counted. That's important. But for those of you that are on the fence and you're not sure, I recommend you look at the situation as a whole. This was done very well. It was planned out. It was well thought out. It took a lot of feedback from broad swaths of the community. It was very inclusive and engaging. It was done the right way. And what's coming out of it is just a tremendous opportunity for Stacks to level up. I do think it will pass, and let's help it pass broadly and with a lot of support. I don't want to see a minimum, threshold being a concern. Go vote, get this passed, and or vote against it if you're against it. But get your vote out there. I'm going to leave it at that for the ecosystem talk. I'm going to bring on our friends. We got GPSC in the house. What's up, my brother? How are you feeling today, man?
Oh man, my head's pounding. But I'm hanging in there the best I can. I can't breathe through my nose, man. It's just that's like annoying, right? Like the sinuses. Got a little cold growing, but I've got high frequency vibes for you guys.
You still sound like you're down, but you're not out, sir.
Yeah, I'm still fighting, dude.
We also have Hero Gamer in the house. Good morning, Hero. How are you doing today, man?
Good morning. Very good. Thank you. Yeah, woke up early, getting ready for the day,
Right on, right on. Thank you for joining us. Love having you here. So we have I don't have a specific agenda. We don't have a specific guest lined up today. We can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Obviously, the big news is SIP 31. I think it will pass. I know. So I guess one of the things you were talking about briefly, I heard you on the space this morning, Hero, talking about some of the governance processes and maybe some changes we're talking in the governance cab about identifying and codifying a specific SIP process to make sure everything goes in line moving forward. Just because I think maybe the cabs could have been given a little bit more time or a little bit more structure.
Yeah.
As to when they needed to vote and all of that stuff could have been a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. I think the time is necessary for a good review. Depending how big the SIP is, to be honest. But generally, minimum a week to two.
Right.
I think
is
pretty reasonable.
If it's a smaller SIP and it takes, so if we codify 2-week process, but if it's a smaller SIP and they don't need to deliberate on it that long, they can always provide. They can
always,
their vote sooner.
Yeah. So I think it's more like a guide, and also it's there to help to do a quality, thorough review. And we've had this issue, not issue per se, but like even the technical people needs time to test stuff. And I think to do a thorough test just needs time, and we can't always expand the number of people to solve the problem. Like, it doesn't actually work. It just needs people's attention and needs people's, I don't know what's the right word, like delicacy, like really looking into things deep. And this takes like concentration and time. And when we do that well, I think you're going to get like a really good baked cake, so to speak.
Yes, I think so. What I would have probably, because I really think that the SIP process, as far as getting community engagement and being available, the SIP authors actually being engaged with the community.
Yeah, that's like one of the most positive things that we could ever ask for, to be honest. A lot of the SIP author tends to be, very big brains people, technical people, but they are not always like out there on the Twitter sphere gathering feedback. And therefore, that's where the SIP deputies and my role comes, that to complement them to help them get various feedback. And I think Alex has sort of, for me anyway, done a really good job
Right. Well, he
Um,
kind of identified how we should go about that to some degree, even though we can't necessarily expect all of the SIP authors to be out there. It kind of
Yeah.
lays a framework for what the SIP deputies could do as far as helping facilitate that engagement process.
Yeah, it's almost like if that SIP author does take up the part of the responsibilities of the SIP deputies, then it's probably like we don't need to take up as much of that responsibility. But whereas most commonly the SIP author probably wouldn't want to do that kind of stuff, so they prefer to be updating the GitHub and per se a specification, and we can help them do the other side.
Right, and then just help get the community engagement, help get the conversation going on the forum,
Exactly.
and just make sure that
Help them host streams or spaces
Right.
and stuff. They don't really want to be the one like pinging people like, "Are you available this Friday?"
Right. Not
number,
every SIP
you know?
author has
Like-
the same level of outward public speaking and communication skill as Alex Miller. You know.
Yeah, I mean, everybody is so different. And this is the reality, right? People's personality are different. People's communication skills are different, and sometimes very good for that, very different for the right reason. So you almost don't want them to become Alex Miller sometimes. you
Right,
know?
right. There's like, I'm not writing a technical SIP. I can't. Like, I don't have the ability to do that. But I can talk once I understand it. I can talk to everybody about it. You know. So there's different roles and different strengths and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think that it's kind of helped. It kind of helped us with because we've been talking about that for a long time, as far as identifying the SIP process. How does it happen from, like, somebody has an idea, then they propose a SIP, and then where does it go from there?
I mean, to be honest, there's no like, you can get some ideas going, but it's really hard to standardize the template because of like the SIP authors is different, and the nature of the SIP is different. So there's no single SIP that exact replicate of the previous. So we can only map out like a rough guide,
right,
and then go from there.
Right. It's not simple. Do this, because different SIP will actually require different things.
For example, we never use Google Doc to evolve the SIP before. Typically, it's been like Stacks Forum and GitHub, or directly on GitHub. But this SIP was beneficial to have that additional accessibility of reviewing the Google Doc, you know? So that's why it's...
Yeah, I agree. Like, even if you were to use both, right? Like, you can have the forum for everybody that is like used to using the forum, and then have a Google Doc for people that are, more that are more likely to interact.
Exactly. And it's that interaction that we really need. Through what means, we don't know what's the best, but this one happens to touch a lot of people who are non-technical, and therefore I do think like Google Doc is very, very useful. But if you had a SIP that was only relevant to technical stakeholders, then they probably their preferred platform to work with is probably going to be GitHub. So yeah, it depends.
Yeah, it really does depend on who you're trying to get feedback.
Yeah, and I'm glad like you guys are seeing the process firsthand, because I need more people to understand this. So I'm really happy that you guys got involved, saw what happens on the ground, firsthand, and you guys can start to understand and appreciate that process. And I hope that in half a year or 1 year time, you've been through a couple of more SIPs, you will just be as knowledgeable as some of us who's also been the SIP process for the past few years, to share that knowledge and to get people into that process. Whatever part of the process you want to be.
Do you think it would make sense for a general, like, does this loose outline kind of make sense? somebody has an idea for a SIP, like they've come up with a standardization. Let's just take Dan's Stacks
Boom.
link,
Pay.
Stacks Pay link. All right, the standardized link standard payment link standardization SIP, and it has, so it gets proposed in the GitHub and the forum, and interested parties talk about it. SIP deputies will at that point start creating awareness to generate the discussion about it.
Yeah.
Once the discussion has kind of outlined a consensus amongst the people engaged in that, then it gets kind of starts to go towards the cabs that are the relevant cabs if necessary. Let's assume every SIP needs a vote for the idea of a process, right? So people engage, the conversation happens. We do a little bit more awareness campaign to make sure we're getting as much engagement from interested parties, that potentially interested parties know about the SIP and can engage in it. It gets engagement. It comes to a consensus as to how the SIP should look and be proposed. Then it goes to the governance cabs that are relevant. The governance cabs have X amount of time to kind of review, look into their specific scope, make recommendations.
Yeah.
Then any changes out of that again goes back to public discussion.
Yeah.
And once that public discussion kind of bears out the final SIP, from there, then it goes to a vote.
Yeah, I think that's generally the process. But in reality, for example, like you saw with this SIP, governance cap like yourself got involved much earlier. Therefore, it's not a shock to you guys when it's presented to the cap, right? And if it were like a sudden appearance of the SIP in your cap you never seen before, you probably have more questions. But if you sort of got the cap a little bit more involved earlier, I think when you officially present it to the cap, you'll probably have less questions and feedback. So yeah, it's generally about constant involvement, but you could say phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 per se. You can define that, but there will be some loose crossovers.
Right. And yeah, it's not a like it has to be this way kind of process. Yeah. But generally it's going to go this. If it goes this way, it should be a smooth process.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, if you do manage to get all the right key stakeholder, for example, the BNS upgrade not BNS, the Bitcoin address suggestion by Larry.
Yep.
You have two key stakeholders here, basically the two wallets, Ledger and Xverse. If they don't recognize this suggestion, even if all the users recognize it at the wallet level, if they don't change it, then you have potentially Ledger wallet supports it, Xverse doesn't. So you kind of need these two key stakeholders and getting them involved early. And I think we host one of the conversation with Ken and various other things, various other people. So that really helps get that on the map, getting that people's mind, and then trying to champion for the changes.
Yeah, it makes sense. But I do think that the process that bore out of this SIP in general, you're not probably going to get as much engagement in any other SIP because it's not going to have the same stake for the ecosystem as a whole usually.
Yeah, I mean, if you could have, for example, let's just say we go from 5 seconds to sub-seconds, like super sub-second finality. That's like probably another upgrade. I'm just throwing example.
Or just use Rosar's Blaze.
Yeah, it's like a new like breakthrough technology that gonna affect everybody. So, but it's almost like in technical nature. It's not like to do with funding, And I think every time in the Stacks history when we discuss funding, it's historically been more opinions and voices and engagement. Yeah, so I think this SIP is less technical in nature and everybody can participate.
Yeah, I like it. What did you get out of this most, GP, out of the process for this SIP?
Man, I learned a lot, man. You know, I learned how much goes into like these processes. Whenever I watched Hero like do some editing. He put up a live.
Oh
stream
man, yeah, that's
yesterday.
actually so that how I would describe that. That's like the constitution, because when we do the Stacks forum, when we talk on spaces, when we talk on streams, they're all like conversations. Even Stacks forum is kind of conversationary, but where are the real techs living? They live in GitHub, and that's where the constitutions, finer contract terms and conditions are written. So unless you actually see the terms and conditions there, you might have like a different perception of what based on the previous understanding. But if you want to have the first hand what the constitution about, instead of hearing from the TV, then you go to GitHub basically.
Yeah, I saw, and then all the discussions. There were several different discussions. We had 3 main sessions, right, along with side conversations in the DMs. A lot of discussions. I just really loved how involved the community was actually in the decision making, moving into like the getting the people selected for the appointments committee, who will be tasked with putting the people like asked to chairs on the treasury committee. So like I really loved the whole process, and that I feel like the community was very well represented within the sessions. So it was cool, and then also getting to connect with the people that are involved with these tax improvement proposals, right? So like I think it was a real eye opener for me. Seeing who's in charge of what, and then how these wheels and cogs turn together. And I loved seeing Alex get into the different group chats and start running spaces and talking about this with the community. It was very open and engaging, and I hope that the rest of the SIPs, any other Stacks proposals, like take notes about how this SIP went. I mean, I think I would like to believe that this one got a lot. Like, I mean, it's controversial, of course, but it got a lot of attention, and a lot of people participated in the discussion. So I want to see that continue.
Yes, and that's kind of part of our charge with the SIP weekly SIP calls and the SIP deputy project, and making sure that we're amplifying in all of this process, because it really is hugely beneficial for the ecosystem to have just more engagement and conversations about anything that's being developed on the platform.
And what I realize is like people like you guys who are more like front facing, really good communication skills really helps to draw awareness, draw conversations, getting people engaged. So I really appreciate both of you who bring that skill set to the table. And I see you both as participating governance already. GP so much so as well. And if you read the SIP carefully, there is actually I basically fought for half million. There was like 500K. I can't remember is per year or is it over 5 years budget for that dedicated to foundations for governance. So when we're going to talk about how we're going to be able to leverage that, so that we can continue the work that we're doing with SIPs, awareness, conversation, engagement. How can we make even technical SIP a little bit more engaged, or just as much as like this? Maybe not to this extent, but whatever is necessary to to improve whatever. If we're doing good work already, we want to do better work, you know. So yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, educational piece, like to that, right? Like you gotta have your SIP deputies, you know, kind of working with the community. Like we're already talking with the broader community on a regular basis, right? So I think that this is a good way, and we can kind of even utilize like screen shares or the podcast, the shows, to do that educational piece on what's going on within the SIPs. You know, how to kind of break it down and what things mean. And dude, I've learned so much within the like just getting involved in stacks in the last few years. Like, dude, I would like to say that I learned more in these last three years than I have in college, in my high school, my whole schooling. Like, I've learned a lot, you know, from you know just how everything works
Well, so to that
behind the
point,
scenes.
GDP, that's true about just about all of life. You learn a lot more by doing and engaging and actually participating in things than you do in a classroom. Not that there isn't value in education, but a lot of what you learn, there's a lot of value in learning and education in just chipping away. You know what I mean? Just putting that work in, getting involved, talking to people, learning about stuff on your own. And it usually is more effective partly because there's more direct passion behind why you're there. Like you're getting a better education on things because you're more interested in what you're learning about, because you can see the path for you
exactly.
and behind it, you know, or out from it.
And you know, everybody has like a part to play in stacks in the decentralized environment, right? Like you got the people that are discussing the news and discussing these SIPs and you know what's going on at the core of stacks, and then you know kind of goes out to the media, and then the you know the information gets distributed through everybody else, like the content creators within the ecosystem. So like everybody, like no matter where. You just have to identify a gap and then fill it. And it's a permissionless environment. Nobody needs to tell you to do like, hey, you should talk about this or go here and research that. Like it's completely permissionless. So I love to see how the content creators are starting to like talk about a wider variety of topics. I think that's pretty cool. Seeing people talking about D grants and what D-Grants has accomplished on their own accord. That's dope to see that. So you know, the space is evolving. It's getting more intricate, and the people that are choosing you know stacks and to you know, there's 1,000 different spaces that are being spun up now. You can't go 1 hour in the day without running into a space that you need to go take part in, you know. So I love seeing that the guys like the content creators are also starting to unmute their mics and talk about what's going on. So
You can't
cool
have
to see
too
that
many
evolution.
content creators and communicators out. Like there's no such thing as too many spaces. There's no such thing as the like it's all clogged up and I don't know when to have mine. It doesn't matter that there's another space going on unless you want to actually go into that space and talk, and then go ahead and do that. If there's a space you can talk on,
It's
and if you
badass.
can't or you don't want to, and that's not your thing, like I'm using this as an example. Art on Stacks is a great space. It's a great vibe. It's a bunch of my friends whom I love, right? You guys are my family. Not everybody's interested in art. So they don't need to have they don't need to participate in that space if that's not interesting to them. And if they want to host a space about, you know, anything else during that time, they want to have a DeFi space around then, do it. Just do it. Just have a
I argue against that. I say like, don't step on my space, bro.
No, well, you know what I'm saying though. Like if it's
yeah.
I don't want it. I wouldn't want people to not host a space at all.
Right.
because they're afraid of stepping on art on stacks when their space might appeal to a lot of people that aren't tuning into art on stacks anyway. You know what I mean? And I'm not, maybe that wasn't the best example, because of course everyone should just go to art on stacks. That's right.
I just busting your chops, man.
No,
but yeah,
you
you
get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do.
Wait, GP, I got a Zest protocol question for you.
Yeah, shoot.
I know I know exactly what STSTX is. What about STSTX BTC?
All right, so
it confuses me so much.
It's a terrible ticker, is what it is.
All right,
Can't
so
tag it.
STS. Yeah, you can't tag it. STSTX BTC is like, so it's the same thing. You lock up your stacks, right? It's securing the network, but instead of getting paid your rewards in STX, auto compounding STX, you get your rewards daily paid out in SBTC. You can go to Stacking DAO's website every single day and go claim your SBTC.
So it's basically the yield gets converted, not to the same token, so the payout is different, but you still hold the principal STSTX.
Yeah, the payout is different. It's not auto compounding for you, and you can claim it daily. So it's a lot. It's got some flexibility to it.
If you take your STX BTC and you go loan it out on Zest, are you still also earning the SBTC on Stacking DAO?
Yes, you are. So you can still go daily, and a lot of people are opting in to do that because you're earning that SBTC every day, and then they're going to supply that STSTX BTC as collateral, and then people can borrow that, borrow against that, and get some, like, say, some USDH, and then go get some exposure to a different project, something that they're speculating. You can go to the Hermetica platform, stake for yield. But people are using those daily SBTC rewards to pay down their loans against their STSTX BTC, is what a lot of people are doing. So it's really cool process. Like, it's an awesome loop that I'm starting to get into. Like, I'm building a little small position as well. I've been building
just a friendly disclaimer: this is all great information for which you can do your own research and make your own decisions, and never invest money you cannot afford to lose. But there are great options in the marketplace right now to explore.
Yeah, and it's really cool to see the growth, right? We do a Zest weekly recap with the numbers, and we get the Stacking DAO weekly recap with the numbers, and the numbers have been trending positively, right? It's like nothing
ever
but
since
growth.
they made GP the community manager for those two projects. It seems coincidence.
Things that make you go, yeah, but like it's a really good product.
Before I forget, both of you guys might have some info on this. I don't have the details, but if you stack your stacks with Stacking DAO in STSTX or STX BTC, you can participate in a poll somewhere for stackers on Stacking DAO to how they want to vote for the SIP.
Right. So Stacking DAO will be voting as a DAO for the SIP. So if you have secured the network in through liquid stacking tokens with Stacking DAO, such as STSTX or STSTX BTC, you'll be able to go once the vote opens in about I think it's 4.5 hours now. You'll be able to go to stackingdao.com and cast your vote. So if you're using liquid stacking tokens, you can still vote. We'll be voting, like I said, as a DAO. So you're either voting for or against, and then once the voting has finished, Stacking DAO will cast your vote. Will cast the overall sentiment, the vote for you. So, really cool. I love how that process is working, and that you're still able to participate in the governance regardless of if you're choosing to secure the network with liquid stacking. It makes sense.
Yeah, I love it. Actually, I think that's great that they're doing that so that they can kind of get the sentiment from their stackers, so that they're representing the general interest of the people using their platform in their voting. I think that's actually a great development. I don't have they done that in the
Yeah,
past?
really good. Yes, it's great.
Yeah, they've done it.
So that was like, I think they wouldn't do it on like, I think we had the SBTC community-wide vote. They didn't do it. Maybe they didn't need to do it. It's hard to do it every time. So I think like certain key stuff like this would make sense to sort of get their feedback from the user in some sense, right? And yeah,
Right,
because
like where it's
CX,
it's a consensus breaking, and as well as like it's like more of a controversial one, right? So like getting the votes in, it matters. People want to make their voice heard, and then you don't have to move out of their assets to do that. So I think that it was important to definitely.
But if you do have
votes.
SCX on your own, if you do have SCX in your other wallet, you can just vote directly on stx.eco as well. So if you have all the different tokens, go to different website to vote. But yeah, no, it makes sense. I think how many SCX does Stacking DAO have now?
Here, I can pull it up.
How many millions? Probably 50 or more.
I think. Oh yeah, it's more. It's way more than 50. Let's see. Go to analytics and see how much they have.
Well, it's the total value locked is $56 million.
Yeah, it's 82 million STX.
Yeah, so that's a really big voting group.
They could actually pass the SIP. If nobody else voted, they could pass the SIP on their own.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So
that's a lot of stacks.
So if you like, let's put a opposite hat on. So if you did have a lot of people voting no there, you might end up a case where this big DAO have really big influence to sway the opposite. So yeah, you also need to take part in this.
So if you're stacking with Stacking DAO, make sure you go participate in that poll.
Yeah, not every provider does this, right? And for example, I know Lisa SCX from Alex. They also have a liquid staking token, but I'm not aware they are making this internal vote to gauge their users. Not that they don't want, but I think
Lisa's not staked stacks though, right? It's staked Alex.
I think it's staked stacks. I checked just now. Lisa SCX.
Oh, they have two products on there. They have a liquid staked stacks and a liquid.
Yeah, they got Lee Alex and Lee SCX. I think.
So in the most ideal world, I want all the liquid staking provider to do internal vote. But like, if we have 10 different provider, I can't go to 10 provider and say, hey, can you also try and do internal vote for your community? Like, it's really up to each individual provider. And you could argue they are probably the same as an exchange, want to deposit in there. And exchanges they never do votes like that. So it's better that your SCX actually get deposited into decentralized exchanges like Stacking DAO, so that their culture is to make sure their community can participate. So that's a good culture to have, I think.
Yeah, I agree 100% with that one.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be cool. I think that most people are pro SIP 31, so I think that is gonna be good. I think that us having these incentivization rails for marketing, new participants in the ecosystem, new builders that are already here, all of it is very important. So I think that a lot of good can come from this, including teams getting stronger, deeper liquidity, Tier one, like there's cost of business, right? So be able to pay for listings on different well-known exchanges. They're working on the Stacks roadmap. If you're bullish on the Stacks roadmap, which has like tons of bullish stuff, including an XLR bridge in Q3, as well as like tier one stable coins coming to Stacks, as well as SEX listings and Rails precipitant assets on SEX's centralized exchanges.
I have to say this.
And
I think referring to centralized exchanges as SEXs is inadvertent positive advertising association for them, because, well, we all know, right? There's a psychological trigger there that I think is giving them added momentum unnecessarily.
Oh, I want some sex. Let's go.
Yeah. Sex. Where do I get some of that?
Where do I get some? Then they go to Coinbase. Yeah, you're right though. Like subconscious advertising there.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of like every time I hear it, I want to say it, but I don't usually break in. So this was my opportunity to just get it out there. Now you won't be able to
look at this. I like Rube's latest tweet. It's got like a really cute image of Leo with SIP31 art. It says "Go vote." It's very cute. I love the creativity. Like,
our community is amazing. And
have you seen this? Check.
I
Rube's
saw it in
latest
in the alpha chat, the Stacks alpha chat.
That's so cute.
Oh yeah, let me pull this up. I'll show the viewers.
So fun.
And
we trialed this. I don't know if you guys were here. I remember we did it with the Kitty. She held a contest for Zero Authority to get like creative content during the. I can't remember.
One of the SIPs. Yes, we actually did we did a SIP contest for like getting out the vote or something.
I think that's one of the first time like we did it in a mass way, like more content, like creative stuff. Get people like creatives involved. So I really love this process actually. Like, just like during that period, people creating art. I know 300 gonna create some awesome videos and music, so I can't wait.
Yeah, he made a tune for Stacking DAO. That was his recent one. And it's on YouTube. You should definitely go give it a listen. But yeah, just on this artwork, I love it. It's got like SIP31, Wag Me, Vote. You got the Welshies and the Leo cats. They're casting their votes. It's either for dog or cat, right? Like
I checked with the foundation. I think there should be some more like creative stuff happening, during the voting period, like getting people to submit some content and stuff. So looking forward to momentum these couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's good. That's good that they're gonna kind of get the content creators, working on this, man, because it is a monumental moment for our ecosystem, and I think that we could see some really, really cool imagery, some nice infographics come from that help break down the information in a palpable way that lets people kind of dissect it and understand it a little bit better. So yeah, getting the content creators, like, don't sleep on them, man. Like they really, really help distribute the information in this ecosystem very well, via platforms like Zero Authority bounties. I'm also getting them involved and getting them activated in the Zest and Stacking DAO Discords. We've got like weekly content creation contests. Don't sleep on them, man. They're really, really talented in the Stacks ecosystem. So I love to hear that the foundation is going to be getting them involved. Look forward to that. Maybe I'll even take part in it. That's, whenever I first got my start in Stacks, I just found gaps and I filled it. Like I saw stuff going on within the ecosystem and I started talking about it, and that's how I got my start, right? So anybody can do what I did to, that's awesome.
Like just get going. Just get started. Just
Yeah.
do it. Focus on something and do it. And then don't be afraid to pivot. Don't be afraid to change around what you're doing and keep tweaking it. But just get started. I think that's Resh started a weekly series interviewing founders and people in the space, and he's now up to like 5 or 6 episodes, and it's called Just Start, I think is what it is. And that's a great philosophy because
I haven't seen it.
Resh has been producing on Boom. I think it's mostly just on the their Boom YouTube channel. I was actually first. It was me, Jack, and Melanie were the first 3. I don't remember the last couple he's had, who it was.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, Resh is doing some content. I actually love what Longstreet's been doing more of. Not that he's new to doing it, but he's doing things a little bit different than he had been, getting out of his comfort zone. So interesting stuff there. Darth Dude wants to start doing a weekly show on BNS, supporting BNS.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad there's some BNS community stepping up. That's like because like Snazzy is like the founders, and you need like community members who advocates for BNS, and I'm glad to see him
taking that up.
Yeah,
I agree. He's got skin in the game, and he's he's a very well versed individual. He knows how to chart. He's a trader, and he's very bullish on BNS. So I think he's the perfect guy for it.
So guys, it has come to that time in the game, or in the show, where it's just about time for Find2Earn. I'm going to play a quick word from our amazing sponsors, Stacking DAO and BitFlow, and then we will be back with the Game Master shortly. So stay tuned. Oh, and real quick, if you guys are going to play Find2Earn, you're tuning in, share out the live stream. That's rule number 1. You got to share out the live stream, or your treasure hunting will be all for naught. Share out the live stream. It is time. The Game Master has arrived in his true form. How are you today, sir?
GM Mortals, I'm fine. Let the hunt begin.
Let the hunt begin. We do have some people in the live chat. Para Boys is asking to be added to the whitelist. I don't know if there's room on the whitelist yet, but we will get you added on for the next rounds if we cannot get you on for today. We do have, we start with the whitelist round. Welcome to Find2Earn, sponsored by Skullcoin and our amazing meme coin community sponsors, Leo, Rue, Bitcoin Pepe, Fat Fun, and Flat Earth. And of course, our jackpot round where you can win some Stacks tokens sponsored by Skullcoin and the Game Master himself. We are excited to have you here to play with us today. Thank you for joining, and be ready. GP, you want to share or you want me to today? Yeah, I'll do it. Let me... So we are going to the skullcoin.btc page on X. That is where all our game rounds are played. So we are heading over to Skullcoin BTC, and we are awaiting the countdown to launch the games. me this one. So first thing you must do is like and repost the game round. Although that's actually this. Like, repost. Like and repost. We really just need to repost it. That's actually the official rules. So we're on the Skullcoin page and we're waiting. You're going to see a game round that looks like this. You have a link to the map. You're looking for the image on that map. And if you are the first one to find the location and put the link or the proper coordinates, you will win the prize for that round. We are just about ready to go. Our first round is for whitelisted new players. We have a very serious and talented group of regular players that come in and participate. So we created these whitelist rounds for new players so that they can have an opportunity to learn how to play and win some of these prizes. Are you ready to launch the first round, sir?
Yeah, we launched 2 rounds simultaneously, the 2 whitelist rounds. Choose the round what you play. If you see, you can leave the comment. If comment section is open for you, it means you're in whitelist. Simple as that.
That's right. If you cannot comment, you have not been added to the whitelist, and you will have to try to, let us know. Make a comment underneath the game round that you would like to be added to the whitelist, and we'll get you on the whitelist for the next series of rounds, which happen every Monday through Friday, starting at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, right here on DeOrganized Media. Are you ready to launch the first rounds?
Yeah, let's go. If you invite list, you will see you can comment 2 rounds simultaneously. Abayomi is text. We will add you to second round for factory fun, and all new accounts like Paraboys, you have to be more active and play some games because we don't add new accounts that just created. Let's go. Okay, we are ready. I will count down. We'll launch 2 games, the Rook game and the Factory Fun game for whitelist. You will be able to play the game. The game is very easy. The location is near. You have just to go on the Google Street View and click share. On the right top button share, be first to leave the comment. We use timestamps. We see who's the first. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, the game is launching. The Rook game, you have to find this bike and the
repost.
Factory Fun game. Let's go.
Let's go. So we're in the Rue game and we're clicking on the link. We're looking for this image. So I click on the link. That opens up my Google Maps. I'm going to share that. So this is where we're starting. And again, we're looking for the image with the motorcycle in the front, with the bushes in the house in the background. Probably going to be real close. I usually just go forward when I'm looking. That's what I've found is the best. And there we are. I think that's the image. So I just found it for you guys. I am not eligible. I am on the gold list, but I'm pretty sure this is the correct image right here. All you guys have to do is go forward to find it. That's the easy whitelist rounds just to get you guys to know how to play. And when you do find it, you click share, you copy that link, you go back over to the game round, and see, I am not eligible because I cannot post under this. But if I were eligible, I cannot reply. But if I were eligible, I would post that link here. And if I was the first one, I would win the prize for that round. It's that easy to play. I'm actually going to refresh just to see the second game round real quick. We have a fact fun game round too. I'm going to like and repost that. I don't know if we have a winner yet. I'm clicking that link. And just like that, this is the starting location. I'm just going to move forward. Go back and look at that image. I'm looking for that low fence in the path. Do I see that over here? Maybe I should have gone the other way. I'm not sure. Oh, maybe. Is that it? That might be the location right there. And again, I would click share, copy that link. We just drop it in on the game round. That easy. It looks like we have a winner for round 1. I think Xorb has the right location.
Yeah, Xorb was the winner for the Rule round. Let's
And
go. Xorb winner for the Rule round and for the Factory Fun round. Let's check.
we have no winner yet, unless it's somebody that's showing up as
There are
spam.
some comments. Let's check it. You have the rule. You have to be 3 steps. 3 steps to the location. Okay. We have Heiser chart.btc. He is the winner for this game. Raccoon Factory Fun game. Okay, we have 2 winners. The next rounds will be open for everyone. Anyone can play. It will be more fun rounds. You can play and compete with all players around the world.
Congratulations, everybody, on our winners. It does look like we had several correct answers in the first couple of rounds. And now we will have our open rounds launching momentarily. So, guys, get back. Let us know in the live chat that you are ready. Congratulations on your second win, Xorb.
Another pro to those.
And it is easy for the whitelist. The games do get a little bit harder when they're the open rounds, as it should be. So we're back on the Skullcoin page, and we are waiting. We have 3 more open rounds plus the jackpot round to come. Again, let us know in the live chat that you guys are ready to get back and launch the next rounds. And this is actually a huge advantage. When you're watching the live stream, you get the countdown, you know where the game launches. Sometimes they go very, very quickly, even the open rounds. So the best advantage you can have is by watching the live stream. Also, it's actually to everybody's advantage to share out this live stream. The more viewers we get, the more sponsorship we can get, the more prizes, the bigger the prizes we can have. So if you guys are enjoying these games, you like playing, you like the opportunity to win, make sure you share out the live stream. It helps us tremendously. It helps us grow and get a broader audience and be able to innovate new ways to play with you guys. Game Master, are you ready for the next set of games?
Yeah, okay, let's launch the 1 single round for Leo and double games after.
All right, I like it. So we got a Leo round coming up. We're on the Skullcoin page. We're waiting for a countdown. Do you want? I want Hero to count down.
From 10.
Whatever you want, in whatever language, however you feel like it.
I'm gonna speak Spanish.
Do it.
Oh,
I know how to count from 1 to 10. It's harder for me to count from 10 to 1.
Well, there's no time. This is a time for you to get to work on it and get better at it.
Okay. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's go. You did it. Let's
I
go.
think you did an excellent job, sir.
Yes, you did.
the game is on. Let's go.
The game is on. And we got the kitty in the hay going on here. Make sure you like and repost the game round. And we are clicking the link. And now you guys will notice that the starting location on this one is a little bit different because we're in the overhead map view. We got to look around, try to find where might that image be? Where do we want to find a location? where do we think that that's going to be found? Obviously, it's in a truck on the street. Probably can't see it from the overhead view too well. Moving around, I do see some cars, but not anything that stands out as a tractor full of hay. And I'm looking. Definitely not as obvious. I don't think that's a hay, but let me just drop in over here and see what I'm looking at.
Okay, we have some players who found, I believe, let's check. It's Megaphone and Isaac, drop the locations. Okay, it's Megaphone, you are too far. 1, 2, 3. You have to catch. It's
See, Megaphone is too far, but he's close enough for me to take his link.
Yeah, so the closer is Isaac. So the Isaac is the winner because like Isaac just very close to location.
You know what's weird? From where Megaphone is, I can't catch up to the car. I don't know if you guys see this, but I'm like trying to catch up to it.
Yeah. Car just going on destination skyline.
That's a trick. It's definitely tricky.
Yeah, remember we have like the rule of 3 steps. You have like 3 steps close to the location.
That was
Isaac was
fast.
first.
Good job. Well done, guys.
Well done. It's Megaphone. You too. Well done, but we have to be closer a little bit. Otherwise, people will drop very far locations in future. Everyone found. Congrats, everyone. I see very many answers. Okay, good.
All right. So you guys get back to the Skullcoin account, the main page, and we are awaiting the countdown very briefly, very quickly before we actually do launch the next round. I do want to just give a quick shout out to our amazing sponsor, Stacking DAO. Stacking DAO is the leading liquid staking platform for the Stacks network. Stacking DAO is changing the game by letting users earn up to 10% APY on their STX while keeping their assets liquid. Unlike traditional staking, their unique design means no minimums, and users start earning rewards immediately, so there are zero switching costs when moving from other stacking pools. Plus, you've got options. Choose to get your rewards in STX or SBTC, whatever fits your strategy. You want to start earning yields today? Head over to stackingdao.com and jump on in. Stacking DAO is where liquidity meets opportunity. Are you ready to launch the next series of rounds, sir?
Yeah, let's go. And after, like, I have very many chats right now with my team, with my designer. I want to show you the concept, how we just change the concept from yesterday to show better how it looks like. Okay, let's play a couple games and discuss after, yeah?
Absolutely. Whatever you want to do, man. We're on it.
Okay, let's play. We play right now flat field game. You have to find the flat field and you have to find the Pepe house. Okay, get ready. We're starting from the flat game. We play 2 games simultaneously. You can choose what game to play. Who wanna count down?
I'll give a countdown.
Let's go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Let's go. The game is launched and the Pepe game is launching.
All right. Flat Earth game is launched and the BPepe game is coming up shortly behind it. You guys got to use a strategy. Which one do you want to go for first?
Yeah, I just wanna like I see what my designer doing and I wanna say like she's really talented.
Is
She
that
made
the same designer that Rick was talking about earlier today?
No, it's different. Like it's our like who made the Skullcoin website design.
So you have a. Is she publicly known?
No,
No.
all my team publicly unknown. Only Bogachev.btc. It's our CTO. It's a Clarity smart contract language developer. He's known person. He's OG of stacks. But I have pretty big team, and most of them unknown.
Nice.
Okay, let me check. We have answers from only one MS, from Winnie. Okay, only one MS. No, it's not the location. I believe you have to find the red sign. Father Abraham, let me check. So the second round was very easy round, and Winnie was smart enough to find it. It's just on starting location, just 5 steps.
Oh, was it? Actually, that's the B Pepe one. Was right there.
Be Pepe on the starting location. Yeah.
I thought that might have been the right one, or just a
Yeah,
couple.
Winnie Wiza is a winner. We have still no winner for the flutters. I don't see. You have to find the small red sign, because small red sign is exist near the field.
So it's a
No, it's not the location. Only one MS2. You have to find another angle of view of this field.
Did these both start in the same location or close?
Yeah, it's in the same like country, yeah, somewhere like. We have a lot of players who found the orange house of Pepe. It's nice because just like these games, we show how easy games. Okay, we have a winner for the Flat Earth, and it's a Kaizen. Kaizen, congrats, our OG player. I just checked the whole history. So our 1 year anniversary will be in 1st August. In 1st August we played the first game, and I believe the winner of the first game was GPSC actually.
Oh, really? The first winner was GP. I think I actually remember that.
GP was the first winner of the Find2Earn ever, and the second winner was Kaizen.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Shit, do I get an OG badge? Let's
Yeah,
go.
we'll make like soulbound NFT for you.
I want to say this, GP. You don't need a badge. You're just an OG.
Oh, that's so nice, dude. You guys are so nice to me. I appreciate it.
Well, you know what, man? When you put out as much work and support for everybody, you should get some recognition. So, you know, we appreciate you for all you do for us, for everybody in the ecosystem, man. Much appreciated. Well earned respect.
I try to delegate my time equally to everybody, and
honestly, we just need to figure out how to clone you.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing. Is like, you know, we got Michael. He's working on AI stuff, right? And he said that he's got like
Where is that? By the way,
data.
we need his comic relief in these games as well.
Dude, yeah, Mike is solid comic relief, you know, and he's got some good stuff that he talks about too, you know. So
but yeah, he's not only good for comic relief. I don't want to imply that. It's actually one of the best. That's what I find the most enjoyable, to be honest.
Please let me drop you the picture, and we see like how talented our designer, and we just check. I'm just received this picture. We have to prove it, because yesterday I just dropped the draft from my paint, like my art, but I'm not the artist. But now I believe it's better to understand what's going on, like.
Okay, I think I do understand this better. So you mint the 5, or you mint however many.
Yeah.
You have first series of uncommon NFTs. There are 1 through 17 seed words on those 2,400 NFTs. You merge 5, you get 2 of the rare level, which are the rest of the words needed to solve those seed phrases, and then from there you unlock the wallet, and you can then collect whatever is in the wallet and claim
the price.
I think it's such a cool concept that you're be able to like like capture a wallet through minting. Like it's fun. I think it's well thought
Yeah,
out.
let's try out. I don't know really. I just created this concept to try simplify things with encrypted NFT. Maybe it plays out, maybe no. We will see. But my idea, okay, if this meta, if this narrative will work, what we will do? We will take 10% from each mint process. We can buy back and burn on this 10% Skullcoin. We can buy back and burn Leo. We can buy back and burn Ru. So we can just came to community and say, if your community will support this game as a new meta, as new narrative, let's push this meta through the crypto, and let's show the working, sustainable, economical model.
I love it. I think it's a great
Because-
idea. I do think it'll be very successful, to be honest.
Yeah, because we don't keep any funds. Because what's the problem with NFTs? You just pay for the artist, you just pay for the team. They grab like 20 grants, and that's all. But we just make the prizes. We just give back the funds to you.
That sounds great to me, man.
Okay, let's go. We have one more game today.
All right. We do have one more game. Again, I do want to quickly shout out all of our sponsors: Bitcoin Pepe, Flat Earth, Leo Coin, Fact Fun, and Rue. Get out, get into their Discords, get into their Telegram chats, research them, follow them on X, pick up a little bit of the token if you decide you like and vibe with the communities. But all of these communities and all of these tokens are a vibe. So check them out. And so we have the last jackpot round. That's coming up.
Yeah, it's coming up.
And how much time do you want to give? It's 30 stacks today, right? We had no winner
Yeah,
yesterday.
Stacks, how much time? 4 minutes. How much time you want to give?
I say like 4 or 5 minutes probably works.
Okay, let's go.
So you just let me know
First of all,
when
you
you're ready
have to
to.
find exactly the blue car on the road, but on the streets. But the blue car, like you can see it from the far. You will see. You will see.
All right. Who wants to do the countdown?
Wait 1 minute and we'll start.
All right. All right. While we're waiting, I'm just going to give a quick word about another amazing sponsor we have with BitFlow, the top DEX on stacks, letting you trade native BTC, STX, SBTC, USDC, runes, and more, all in one place by aggregating prices on Alex, Arcadico, and Valar. Recently, BitFlow rolled out flex pools, launching with STX to support liquid staking assets, offering flexible deposits, smarter rewards, and deeper liquidity. And now you can actually also, or soon to be launching, I'm not sure, USDH pairs within any ratio. So you can go take your SUSDH that you're holding, earning yield against USDH, provided in the liquidity pools on BitFlow, and earn more yield on your dollar stablecoins backed by Bitcoin over at bitflow.finance. And are we ready for the countdown, sir?
Yeah, let me check. I believe. Yeah, the start. Yeah, we are ready. We can like count down and launch it. Let's go. We'll give like 4 minutes. Let's go.
All right. I'll do the countdown again. You guys are ready. If you're not ready, you're too late. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Let's go. The game is launched. 30 stacks, one winner. Exactly this car, blue car, with like one world.
And you have 5 minutes to find this, or the game prize rolls into tomorrow's game round. Make sure you like and repost the game round. Make sure you have shared out the live stream if you have not. We do have a great viewership today. And thank you all for tuning in, by the way, and participating and listening to our conversations and coming out and playing these games with us. It really, really does mean a lot to us. And thank you for participating. And I'm going to try to take your lunch now.
Yeah, And I just wanna say some words about the upcoming on-chain game. So if we push this meta, if this meta will work and everyone helps, because I just wanna say each person just mint one NFT, just spend one stacks, just to leave the feedback, just to feel, to understand what's going on. Yeah, that's important. And if
Yes.
people like it, if people gather to team, to guild, whatever, like clan. Okay, seems like we have a winner.
Already?
Yeah, let me check.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, maybe somebody just lucky.
And it happens that way. It does happen that way. You can just be lucky.
Okay, only one MS. No, it's just a white car. And we have this guy, Tamil Chad. Tamil Chad, maybe he found it. Let's check.
That looks like it. That looks like it to me.
Yeah, Tamil Chad found it. Congrats, Tamil Chad is the winner of
That
today's
was
game.
super fast in the jackpot round. Very good. Very good. I love it when that happens, to be honest.
Yeah, I love it too because no stress. We have just a winner and we just keep going.
That was really great. I can't believe he found it that fast.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of the game. Everyone just can drop yellow
That's
peg
right.
and just can try and just be lucky sometimes.
Everyone has an opportunity to win,
Yeah.
and everyone can be lucky. No matter how skilled you are, you can come in, drop it into the right location, and get a little bit of luck and find the prize that easy. It's that
Yeah,
quick.
you can be lucky, you can be skilled like Orange, like our top players, Isaac, only one MS, Lil Dude across the street, they are very skilled, Winnie, so you can play like them.
Very
Okay,
good.
okay, so that's a great show. Thanks. I just want to say, if we push this meta, we can really buy back and burn the tokens on stacks, and we can on the organized show launch this meta on other blockchains, but again push and buy back and burn tokens on stacks, so we can just take liquidity from other blockchains.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, and I definitely think this translates across chains. This just like SBTC is going to translate across chains.
Yeah, but our full focus on stacks right now and forever. Let's go.
Right. It's a decentralized world, right? And there's no reason, like, we have some friends on Sui, and we have some friends on Cosmos, and we have some friends on Solana, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's going to be multiple options in the marketplace, but if you're looking for programmability for Bitcoin proper on Bitcoin, Stacks is where it's at. And that's why we're building here. Thank you so much for joining us. Another great episode of Find2Earn today, Xenitron. Thank you so much, Hero, for coming on up. We love having you with us. Always a pleasure. GP, thank you for soldiering through, man. I know you're not feeling well. Guys, make sure you get out at 11 a.m. and participate in the Zest Town Hall. We will be bringing more vibes there shortly in just under an hour. Get out and vote for SIP 31. I don't care whether you vote yes, whether you vote no. I'm pretty confident most people are going to be in support. I'm voting yes, but just get out and vote. Participate. That's the important thing. And if you're on Stacking DAO, go participate in their polling so that we can make sure that their community is represented as well in how they vote their stacks. Any last words, GP?
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, jump into the weekly screen share today. We've got the Zest weekly screen share going down in the Zest Discord. So we're going to be jumping in, showing people how to pass their vote, as well as registering their BNS name.
What time does that happen?
So they can receive food. That's going down at 1 p.m. ET.
Let's go. We got to get that on the
Jump on in, guys.
We got to get that on the calendar.
Yeah, I think so. Like maybe if we had like a Discord event option, how we have like podcast and then we have space option for like, the list. Maybe Discord, events could go on the calendar. That'd be cool.
Maybe with the next update coming probably maybe 3 to 6 months. We'll see. But we can definitely get a placeholder on there. Maybe we'll figure it out. But definitely we want to make sure that we're letting everybody know about these events so that they can participate when they want to. Hero, you got any last words for us?
No, just enjoy the voting period. I think it's going to be fun.
And it's right.
Right?
2 weeks.
Yes, it'll be 2 weeks. It says if you go to the website, it will actually tell you the Bitcoin block heights. So yeah.
All right. That's right. You heard it here. Hero told you. Get out and vote. Get out and participate. Enjoy it. We'll also be back on Friday with another SIP call after the live stream morning show. And you all have a blessed day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. I am PeaceLoveMusic. We are DeOrganized Media, coming at you live on BitcoinLive Decentralized Broadcasting every Monday through Friday. Y'all have a blessed day. Peace out.